In the quaint town of Meadowridge, where time seemed to move at its own leisurely pace, there lived a man named David. To the outside world, David was an unassuming figure, a familiar face in the crowd, blending into the tapestry of the town. However, beneath the surface, David harbored a silent dissatisfaction with the routine that had become his life. For years, David had followed a path laid out by societal expectations and the comfort of familiarity. He woke up each morning, navigated the familiar streets to an uninspiring job, and returned home to the solitude of his thoughts. The dreams he once held, the aspirations that fueled his youthful vigor, had gradually succumbed to the monotony of his daily existence. It was on one of those evenings, where the amber hues of the setting sun painted the town in a warm glow, that David's life took an unexpected turn. Walking along the quiet streets, he stumbled upon a small bookstore, its weathered sign barely visible amidst the surrounding buildings. Intrigued by the promise of forgotten wisdom and the intoxicating scent of aged paper, David stepped inside. The creaking door announced his arrival to the shelves lined with books, each containing a world waiting to be explored. As if guided by an invisible force, David's hand reached for a book that seemed to resonate with the quiet discontent within him. The book, titled Awaken Your Potential, Stop Wasting Your Life and Take Control, held a mysterious allure. Its author remained anonymous, adding an air of intrigue to the wisdom it promised. As David delved into its pages, a particular quote leaped out, imprinting itself on his consciousness. Life is not merely to be endured, but to be lived, experienced, and cherished. Take control, for within you lies the power to shape your destiny. Those words acted as a spark in the darkness of David's discontent. They echoed through his mind, challenging the acceptance of a life that felt more like an endurance test than a journey of purpose. Inspired by the profound simplicity of the quote, David made a decision to take control of his life and steer it towards a more meaningful existence. The impact was subtle yet transformative. David began by re-evaluating his daily choices, the seemingly inconsequential decisions that collectively shaped his reality. He started to approach his job not as a mundane obligation but as an opportunity for growth and contribution. The once frustrating routine became a canvas for intentional living. Evenings, which were once a canvas of solitude, transformed into a space for self-improvement. David sought out courses that aligned with the passions he had long buried beneath the responsibilities of adulthood. He dedicated hours to honing skills that had gathered dust, rediscovering the joy of learning and growth. The impact extended beyond personal development to interpersonal connections. David, once reserved and distant, actively sought to connect with those around him. He invested time in understanding the dreams and aspirations of his friends and colleagues, fostering a sense of community and support. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the transformation in David became evident. The spark in his eyes, the enthusiasm in his voice, it was as if he had reclaimed a part of himself that had long been buried beneath the weight of conformity. The town, too, began to notice the subtle shifts in David's demeanor. The quote that had sparked this metamorphosis became David's mantra, a guiding light through moments of doubt and uncertainty. It served as a constant reminder that life was meant to be lived authentically and passionately, free from the shackles of societal expectations. In time, David's journey became a source of inspiration for those around him. Friends and colleagues observed the positive shift in his demeanor and began to question their own complacency. The bookstore, once a hidden gem in the town, transformed into a hub of inspiration for the entire community. David's story, once a solitary quest for purpose, became intertwined with the collective aspirations of Meadowridge. The town itself seemed to awaken from a slumber of routine, embracing a newfound sense of purpose and intentionality. David, once a familiar face blending into the crowd, now stood at the forefront of a quiet revolution. The impact of his journey reached beyond personal fulfillment, radiating into the community's collective consciousness. As others embraced the wisdom that had ignited David's transformation, the town underwent a quiet but profound metamorphosis. The streets buzzed with newfound energy, and the once forgotten dreams of its residents began to stir. David's journey served as a testament to the transformative power of awakening one's potential. It showed that even in the quiet corners of a small town, profound change could be ignited by a simple yet powerful quote. As the seasons changed and the town embraced its revitalized spirit, David stood as a living testament to the remarkable impact of taking control and living life with purpose. Why David wanted to change. This is because David's dissatisfaction with his life wasn't just a fleeting feeling, it was a persistent whisper that grew louder with each passing day. The routine of wake, work, sleep had become a relentless cycle, devoid of the vibrancy he once craved. He looked around and saw a sea of faces mirroring his own discontent. The spark of ambition that once ignited his dreams had dimmed to a mere flicker. It was in this realization that the seed of change was planted. David couldn't ignore the gnawing sense that there must be more to life than the mechanical repetition he found himself trapped in. What has David done to improve himself? David's journey toward self-improvement was deliberate and multifaceted. He started by breaking down his routine, injecting purpose into each element. Mornings became moments of mindfulness, setting the tone for the day ahead. Instead of mindlessly navigating through tasks, he approached each with intention, seeing them as opportunities for growth. In the evenings, instead of succumbing to the mind-numbing glow of screens, he dedicated time to reading and learning, a revival of the curiosity that had been buried beneath the weight of routine. Beyond personal development, David recognized the value of connection. He sought out like-minded individuals in his community, forming bonds that transcended superficial exchanges. This sense of camaraderie became a source of strength and inspiration, reinforcing his commitment to positive change. Next, the proof of David's transformation manifested in both subtle and profound ways. The transformation in David's demeanor was both subtle and profound. Friends and acquaintances noticed a newfound radiance, a glow that emanated from a soul rediscovering its purpose. The monotony that once veiled his eyes was replaced by a glint of excitement and possibility. David's enthusiasm became infectious, sparking conversations that transcended the mundane. The impact rippled through the community. The once static town square transformed into a hub of activity, with individuals inspired by David's journey seeking their own paths of self-discovery. Small businesses flourished as residents pursued their passions, and a sense of pride and collective purpose permeated the air.